did I change the category? No, I didn't. Hold on. Let me change category to software and game development because this is going to be one of those streams. So, all right. Hello everyone. Welcome to today's stream. I guess the okay. The stream is up. The stream is up. It's just oh, okay. Um okay. It seems like we're doing pretty well. Our encoding is overloaded and I don't know why. But this is going to be a kind of a project update stream because I actually do kind of want to give people actual updates, and I kind of did do this while we were waiting for Game Off 24 to start. But I want to kind of give a full rundown of what's going on going into 2025, what the plans are and what they're going to be. So, with Game Off 24, I am thinking I'm just going to scrap the project, or, well, not necessarily scrap the project, but put it on the back burner for now, because I do want to focus on the mainstream project that we have spent the last several months working on live, to rework the code, because there were some major bugs, and I'll go through them here in a minute. So the Devtober 24 submission of the demo was actually significantly shorter because it would get to a prompted clear screen and it would just stop working, right? And it wasn't because the code was unreachable, it was just it didn't know what to do after that. There was either a break or something that didn't need to, or that needed to be there, that kind of screwed with the rest of the program. So I'm just going to rewrite the code and hopefully we can catch that early. With that being said, there are features that I want to implement within the next iteration. That would be just different color text to tell who is speaking. So each character will have different color text. And I will try to indicate in the code or in the program who is speaking, followed by the text. And then I might do that for like 2 or 3 lines, and then we figure out, okay, who's going to, or how are we going to figure out what color text the player has? Because that is important too, for people that are like, why are you doing this? It's just easier to differentiate, at various points. Plus, I also want to clean up the battle system code a lot. There's a lot of unneeded input parameters. For the battle system, I believe. So we're going to spend some time cleaning that up, writing, like, actually doing stuff for the story, which means, yeah, we're going to revisit a lot of that, but I think a lot of the story stuff I'm going to try to keep off stream, which means some days will be slower than others. Some days we'll get a lot done, some days we won't. I'm actually trying to figure out whether or not I want to make the Dark Swordsman boss battle something that you can fail or something that you have to complete, tweaking and modifying the battle as we see fit. So I'm also going to figure out how we want to do a leveling system. What would be an ideal and balanced leveling system? And that's something that I've kind of been pondering over the last few days, and I think I kind of, one of the things that I wanted to do was kind of have the player level up and get stronger, like you would in an RPG. But I think balancing it is going to be difficult. Um, because the one thing that I will say is you start off as one character and then you transition to the main playable character, and then you start at level 1. And I don't remember if all enemy types have an experience points value. Um, so that's something. Did I hear someone? Must have been my imagination. But, no. So yeah, going forward, we're gonna like take a look at that, and we're gonna figure out how we want to do that, and that'll be interesting. Like implementing that, and I can actually show you like how far I've gotten. It's not gonna be very far, but it is its own branch in my GitHub repository. So we want program.cs. We want to hit OK, and we'll fade in here, and we'll kind of talk about. So as you can see, change color for player attacks and enemy attacks. So change color on turn. Have a boolean for petrification, kind of something similar to what we had already done. Like I said, we're basically redoing everything, and rework game. You can tell because we went from thousands of lines of code to 80 lines of code. And there are some changes, like for instance, instead of it just being a void quit game because you're not returning anything, you're doing a public static void quit game. And we call it, in the second case, our battle system. I did want to do something for turn order, but I wasn't entirely sure how I wanted to do that going forward. You could do a random between 1 and 2, and then you could say if if 1, but then this would run every time, and I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I would want to do that, where I would have like a random turn order, at least for the start. So that should be well before the while. So I'm going to comment this out here. And then we're going to say set a parameter for, or not a parameter, set a value to decide who goes first. To decide attack order. And yeah, I have a to-do. And I know people will get kind of upset and go, well, why are you doing it this way? You could do it 7 other different ways. I honestly, I think most of the games that I've had or have created have had some sort of, you get the upper hand. Heck, I'm taking inspiration from Earthbound. If you can sneak up on an enemy, you get the upper hand. I haven't played Earthbound in a while. But Maybe that's something I should do. Just in my downtime is play a bunch of RPGs and uh, see how far, like see like the different mechanics and see how it's done. I do want to play RPGs on stream though. That'd be cool, but I don't know what RPGs I would play. Um, for example, like the mechanic I want to replicate there is like something similar to instead of sneaking up on an enemy, we would say actually we could do an input parameter based on what the attack order should be. Maybe I try that out a little bit and we do another rework battle system encoding overloaded because the CPU I don't know why it just doesn't like the NVENC encoder at all. I haven't tested the Arch distribution yet for streaming, so I don't know if it's solely the NVENC encoder. I'm actually curious now for Linux if I can get away with using Novu for my 2080 Super. Running 2080 Super. It says yes, I'm not even gonna let me see. This page contains a sorry, I actually got curious. Novu aims to support all NVIDIA cards, but no effort is made to document which card and BIOSes actually work. If this is as this is deemed infeasible. You can take a look at the feature matrix to get an idea on which features are supported on your card family. I think I'm not even sure. Let me see if I can just find what I'm doing. Oh no, it's 2080. Yeah. So basically, NVIDIA 160 family. Okay, so GeForce RTX 2070 Super, 2080 Super, or 2070 Super, 2080, 2080 Super. And people are like, why are you looking this up? I'm like, because this is important. I'm no longer running the most cutting edge NVIDIA driver. I could probably get away with it. So instead of running like, and people are like, this doesn't matter. I'd be like, it does to me. Do I have NeoFetch on here? Sudo apt install NeoFetch. I can't spell. I know, a password's required. Stop. Fetch. I could probably get away with Novu. And people will be like... And people are like, well, how do you know? I'm like, okay, so I'm looking at NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Super Mobile / Max. So technically, you would want deterring for these drivers, which I think I can get on Arch. So, yeah, like, I'm gonna see if it is just an incompatible driver or what. So I'll probably do that after stream today. And for people going, why is it such a big deal? There are limited functionality. There is limited functionality, but I also do want to see if it is an Arch issue. Because I kind of find it annoying when it's like, oh, encoding overloaded. And, you drop a whole bunch of frames. Like, my CPU right now is running at 12.8 CPU used by OBS Studio itself. But anyway, back to the code. Set a value to decide attack order, which we will do as an input. So I kind of want to see input. There's a few, and I'm just going to put it in parentheses here. Input. But yeah, like, the whole point of this stream is to, like, let people know what's going on. So with this project, we're going to rework it going well into December, January. And there's going to be days where we do, like, dedicated testing and debugging, I think. And people are like, well, is it a different branch? Yeah. I never actually commit changes to InDev or the main branch because, like, when I do, I want to make sure, because InDev is going to most likely be the available, I will always say it will be the cutting edge version. So for people going cutting edge, think of it like this. Demo is going to, like, Demo was originally going to be based off of InDev. But when I noticed that issue, I went, oh, I have to rework the entire thing anyway when we're done. And people said, well, that's a cop-out. That's just because I didn't test at all, it seems. So, yeah, I get to do the fun thing. And I did the testing before I submitted, and I went, oh, there's bugs here that I need more than a few days to fix. I'm going to need months to fix these. And that's not fun. So I will actually be probably posting an update on the itch.io page, letting people know, like, hey, we're going to start development. We're going to be reworking some stuff. We're going to hopefully be able to release an extended demo. I can't give a time frame on it yet. I don't feel like I don't think it'll be done by Christmas. I know it won't be done by Christmas. It won't even be done by the new year. I can say that for a fact. But yeah, the game is out on itch. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at that, and I will actually set up. I can go to dashboard, I think. Here. So for people that want to play it, the link to my itch page is actually in the description of my channel. So yeah. I didn't want to say the average session was a few hours, because it's not a few hours. It's actually probably 10 to 15 minutes. I remember actually going through and being able to complete the working build that we had in probably 15 minutes. But it is available, and I will link it here in Twitch chat for anybody. So, that is where the demo build is available, and I will actually create a devlog post later today talking about, like, specifically what I've been working on, and like, I'm not gonna give a timeline for anything at this moment, because it took us 6 months to actually release a demo, and even that is very, very kind of borked in a way. I got curious to see if I could launch the game from a DVD. Turns out you can. I should find that arch drive too today at some point. So I will do that. Like, today is not going to be a very long stream. I'm going to do some experimentation with the Novu driver on vanilla Arch Linux. So you guys may see me on later today, and we may actually pick up and do some of the programming for the battle system later. We will wait and see. So we'll see you guys